what is the class structure and the print methods, how to write a print statements inside the main method we have seen, and we executed the code, right? Now, today we are going to discuss about modifiers. So here we have a modifiers concept, right? So in the every program, so you're creating this public. What is meant by this public? You're saying this public. What is this public? And the complete structure I have given, package below, you have many classes you can create, right? So how can we create all this, and what is meant by each keyword? We need to understand each and every keyword, right? So let's understand here. And in our project, then SRC below, I created 3 packages: basic programs, method programs, variable type programs. Now in this basic programs, I created my first program. This is my first program. So here we discussed the comments, different type of comments. This is the document comment you can create, and the different type of comments I have shown you. This is the single line comment and multi. So different type of comments we discussed: single line comment, multi-line comment, and document comment. These are the 3 different types of comments we have now. So this one, public class, what is the mean by this public? You're using public many places. In the class you're using, even in the method you're using, but where you can use this public, what is meant by this public? That's what we are going to discuss today. That is modifiers concept. So when you're creating a class, you right click on any package, new class means, you can see here modifiers. Can you see this? Modifiers. So these are all radio button related one category, and the checkbox related another category. So that means modifiers are 2 categories. What is meant by modifier first? Modifier is a reserved keywords. When you add these keywords to any entity for your class, method, variable, and constructor, the meaning will change for those classes, methods, variables, and constructors. That is what modifiers. What is meant by modifier? A modifier is a reserved keywords. When you add these keywords to any entity, the meaning will change. That's the modifier means. So modifiers are 2 types. So access modifiers, and these are all access modifiers: public, package, private, and protected. And these 4 are access modifier, we call them. And there is a second one, non-access modifier keywords. Non-access modifier keywords are abstract, final, static, or non-access modifier keywords. So this is the one we are going to discuss now. And 2 types of modifiers: non-access modifiers, and the non-access modifier keywords are final, static, abstract, volatile, and transient. These are the non-access modifier keywords. And these non-access modifier keywords are, we're going to discuss one by one later. But as of now, you just note down these 4 non-access modifier keywords. Some non-access, but mainly we are going to talk on these 3. What is final, static, and abstract? So these are the 3 keywords we must understand. These 3 comes under non-access modifier keywords. What are non-access modifier keywords? Final, static, abstract, volatile, and transient. These are the non-access modifier keywords. What is the second category of modifier? Access modifiers. So access modifier means what? Access modifiers tells you the scope of a class, method, variable, and constructor. Where you can access this class, method, variable, and constructor is going to give a permission for these 4 entities. 4 entities means for a class, method, variable, and constructor by these 4 access modifier keywords. What are the 4 access modifier keywords? Public. So default or package. Any one name. Both are same. Private, protected. These are the 4 access modifiers. What are all the 4 access modifiers? And what is the purpose of access modifiers? Access modifiers will give permission for your class, method, variable, and constructor. Where to use, where you cannot use, where you cannot access, where you can access, where you cannot access, and decided by these 4 keywords. So what these access modifiers will do? These 4 keywords will give a permission to class, method, variable, and constructor. Where you can access, where you cannot access. Who will tell that? These 4 keywords. So you need to use these keywords on these 4 entities. like class, method, variable, and constructor if you use, and then the permission will be decided. So when you use public, what will happen? What permission you have for that class, method, variable, and constructor, where you can access them. If you declare a class as a public, where you can access. If you declare a variable as a public, method as a public, constructor as a public, where you can access them, anywhere you can access. This public keyword will give you full permissions in. So you can see here, anywhere means in the basic programs package, method programs package, variable type program package, other packages also you can use. That's what the public. Public means anywhere. Anywhere you can use that class, method, variable, and constructor. That's the public power. So let me explain. Public is a access modifier. It will be applied on class, method, variable, and constructor. All these 4 places you can use public keyword. Where you can use public keyword? On the class, method, variable, and constructor. These are all members of a class, right? These are all members of a class, right? Class inside you can find methods, variables, and constructors and blocks. But public you can use even for class also, public access modifier, and even you can use on the method also, method line, variable line, constructor line. You can use public keyword. Okay, you created a public class, public method, public variable, and public constructor. Then where you can use, where you can access, anywhere you can access. So public access modifier can be accessible everywhere, anywhere you can access. That's a public. And let's create a public class so that I can show you. And public P should be capital, right? Public demo. I'm taking main method. So variables. First, let me declare the variables. First, in the class inside only you have variables, right? You have variable section, you have constructor section. In the class you have constructors also, you have methods. These are the members of a class, right? These are all members. Variable is the one member of a class. Where you can write variables? Inside the class only. Where you can create a constructor? Inside the class only. Where you can declare the methods? Inside the class only. So let me show you variables structure. So there are 2 types of variables you can declare below the class. One is static variable and another one is non-static variable. So let me show you first one, static variable. Static variable syntax is access modifier, static keyword will be there. That's the difference. What is the difference between static and non-static? Static variables has a static keyword. So data type, variable name equal to value. That's a static variable syntax. This follow access modifier means we are talking about public, right? See, my class is a public class. This is the access modifier. So class syntax also like this: access modifier, class name. So this is the class structure. This is the class structure. I have given class structure to you guys. Now see that access modifier I used public, then class keyword, the class keyword, then class name. My class name is public demo. Then immediately curly braces starts, and class body inside I'm declaring variables, constructor another member, methods another member. So let's declare first these variables. First, access modifier we need to declare public. Let's create a public. So follow this access modifier I'm using public. Then what is the next keyword after access modifier?
Static.
This line. Follow this line. Access modifier, I told you 4 access modifiers are there. Now we are discussing in the 4 access modifier, first one. What is the first one? Public access modifier. So I can apply a public access modifier on the class also. So this class I can use anywhere, even this package, other package, anywhere you can access this class. Who is giving permission for this public demo class? This public keyword. That's why it's a reserved keywords, all in red color, right? These are reserved keywords. And public, then static is there. Static. Data types, we have different data types, right? You have a integers, float, character, strings. So many data types are there. So I'll use string data type. String. So data type is I have taken string data type. That's why capital letter. This is a class. Class also one data type. That's why I have written capital letter. Only string is capital letter. String is equal to Java. So string value always you need to enclose in double quotes. String value always you need to enclose in double quotes. That's a one simple variable I have declared. Now second variable type. What is the second variable type? Non-static variable. Non-static. That means static keyword should not be non-static variable. So So what is the syntax? Access modifier, data type, static keyword you should not use for the non-static variable. Data type, so variable name equal to value. So now access modifier is public because we are talking about public and data type. I'll use integer and variable name. So x equal to 20. Anything. This is the variables, public variables, where you can access this s and x. Even in another class also you can use, another package class also you can use, another package class also you can use, even variable type programs package also you can use, method programs package also you can use. Why? Because of public keyword. Any doubt here? Sri Lakshmi and Priyanka Lakshmi, I declared my variables as a public access modifier. Then what will happen? These variables you can use anywhere. Who is giving the permission? This public keyword is giving permission for this yes, and for this x also you can use anywhere. Anywhere means in another classes in the same package, another package classes also you can use, another package class also you can use. Anywhere you can access this yes and x. Why? Because of public keyword, public access modifier. Because of public access modifier, you can use this yes static variable, x non-static variable anywhere.
Sir,
The permission is given by public. Yeah.
I understood that public, private, and default are the keywords that come in front of any command, which is that command can be used anywhere. That means they are the accessible commands.
No, the command you are not accessible. This yes variable you can use anywhere. Okay, and this class you can use anywhere.
Oh.
You are declaring, this is a declaration. This is the declaration, your variable declaration, this one. You are declaring a variable and assigning a value. Again, you don't need to declare one more place. Same value you want other places.
Yes.
You don't need to declare there. This you want Java, just call yes in other places.
Okay.
Now you will get a yes value, that is Java in another places also.
Okay.
That's who is giving that permission. Another places you can access this public keyword.
Yeah.
Public has a wider scope. Wider scope is all the places you can access.
I have
okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. I'm clear about public, private, default keywords. I'm clear, sir. One thing is, in your third line in your program, you wrote access modifier, class name, class body. That is the structure of writing a program.
Class. Yes. Class structure.
Yeah, class structure. I'm sorry. So again, you gave two comments. That is double quoted comment is variables and static variable access. Why did you give this comment? I did not understand.
Variables, madam. Variable structure. So you want to store your data. Okay. There are two types of variables.
Static
two types of variables. So what is the class inside? What you have? What are the parts inside the class? Variables is a one section.
Correct.
You want to store your data. You want to store your data. You can use either static variable concept or you can use non-static variable concept. You have two options. Okay. Any one you can declare. I'm showing both of them for you here. That's a one section, variable section. Okay. Variable section, I'm showing you variable section. First part, first member of your class. Oh. First member is a variable section. Variable is a one member in your class. I declared two types of variables are there. The two types of variables I'm giving here. Okay. There is a one more third type. Third type variable is in the methods you will use, not here. Class below you will declare only these two types of variables. Okay. Class below you can declare only these two types of variables. What is static variable syntax? Anywhere you want to declare a static variable, this is the line you have to write, and based on that replace one by one. Access modifier is public, static as it is you write.
Okay.
And data types, I will give you different data types are there. Boolean, char, integer, float, all different types of data types are there. So I will give you data types also. Then which data type data you want to store? So now I want to store here string type data. That's why data type I have written a string. Then variable, you give any name, variable name. So you are giving for this value some name. So you have a Priyanka, right? I can call Priyanka with a name.
Correct, sir.
Right? Same way for this value, I'm giving some name, that is a variable name. And another variable you can declare below the class. What is the another type? Non-static variable type. Variables are different types are there.
Correct, sir.
You have three types of variables are there. One is static variable, non-static variable, local variables are there. Three types. But inside the class, you can declare only these two types of variables below the, just below the class.
Yes.
One is static variable you can declare, or you can declare a non-static variable. Any one you can declare, or both you want, both also you can declare. Okay, that's a variable section. This is a variable section. Now you understand how to declare a variable.
Yes.
Sir, how other packages will know, sir, that S is a variable from other package?
Because you are given public, right? Then it will understand, okay, this S belongs to this class. You will call there with this class name, this variable. Because this class also public, right? Compulsory. Otherwise, how do you know? For example, just understand simple logic. Like different parents are there, right? So parents has a kids, right? Same as this also. So now parents is a class, and that parent has a again kids, right? But this kid belongs to which parent? How do you know? How do you tell? Particular X parent kid is this Y kid. You can tell like that, right? So same way here. So this S belongs to which class? You need to call with the class name. Class name dot the static variable you can call.
Okay.
In other places, but same class can understand, right? No other variable with S. So same class can understand, okay, S is a static variable. This class can understand, but other places, if you want to call, you need to call with the class name. This, okay, this S belongs to this class, public demo class, and you will call that class name dot that member. The static variables, all how you will call? Class name dot static variable. In other places, like another class, this class you want to call this S. How can you call this class name dot? Yes, you need to. Like we call system dot out, right? System dot out is already predefined class. Out is a variable, one of the variable, static final variable in the system class. That's we are able to call system dot out. System is a one class. That class variable you are calling, out variable here you are calling. So right, the system is a one class, a predefined class. So this system class inside is there, all members are there. See that you have ERR one variable, static final variable, in another static final variable, out another final variable, static final variable. See, SF means static final variable. So these are the variables. Which class? You see the class name here, it is showing system class, and this data type is a print stream data type. So that's why out, if you call this system dot out, is returning a print stream class. So you have a println method. So this print stream class inside this println method is there. That's why this method you are able to call. So how you are calling one class static variable? See that class name dot that static variable. Dot is connecting these two things. System is not in this class, right? So the system class is other class, already predefined class, but you are calling here. How you are calling? Class name dot out. Out belongs to system class, you are telling clearly. Same way, yes, if you want to refer in another place, you need to refer first class name dot this, yes, you call. Okay, like how we call system dot out. Are you guys clear?
Okay, sir.
If you want to refer one class static members in another class, first class name dot that members. If we have a public keyword, then only it is visible. Now this is a public, that's why it is visible here in this class. This is in the system java.lang package, this system class is there, but you are calling in your package. How is it possible? Because you have added all these jar files here, so that you can use here the system class, system dot out. This is a public class and this is a public variable. That's why you're able to call here. If not public, you cannot access. They made public them. They created a public system class, and public out variable they created. They declared like this. Public static final out variable they created there. That's why you're able to see this. Is it clear, Sri Lakshmi?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to understand.
This all permissions, madam, permissions. Where you can access this, yes. Where you cannot access. Now I declared this yes as a public, so that I can access this yes anywhere. Anywhere means in the entire package, even other project also you can access. Why? Because of public keyword. Public is giving a permission to this SU for this class, for the other methods also what we are going to create. Public is a one of the access modifier. You can apply on the class. See, I applied on the class public keyword. Then I applied on the variables. See, I used on the variable syntaxes. See, my two variables I declared as a public access modifier, so that I can access this SU, XU in other classes also. Another package, another project also I can access. That's the wider scope you have. Who is giving this permission for this S and this X, and for this class? Public. If you don't use public keyword, you don't have a permission to use in another place. Are you clear? And now shall I go to constructor?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? Sri Lakshmi, still you have any doubts?
Yes, sure. I'm good.
Priyanka?
Yes, sir. I understood completely. No problem.
Okay. Now, constructor. What is a constructor structure? This is how constructor you will create. Anywhere constructor you want to create, you follow this. Access modifier, class name. So parenthesis, curly braces, logic you will write. This is the constructor structure. So what is the access modifier now we are discussing?
Static.
Which access modifier we are discussing, Sri Lakshmi?
Public static.
Madam,
Constructor.
access modifiers only. Access modifiers means only public, default or package, private and protected. Static keys comes again a non-access modifier keyword, madam. So access modifier means only public or default or package or private or protected. Four only access modifiers. What are the four access modifiers?
Public, private, and protected default.
Default. Sri Lakshmi is not telling. Lakshmi is telling.
Yeah.
What are the access modifiers?
Public, package, private, protect.
Yeah, that's what access modifier never changes these keywords. Anywhere you go, entire Java, entire automation, access modifier means only four. You should not think other keywords here. Public, default or package, private, protected. Are you clear now? Access modifier means. Now we are talking about only public access modifier. So that's why I will use my access modifier is a public. Then, so I have written access modifier. Otherwise, I'll do one thing. The structure I'll create here itself in the bottom side. So now access modifier place, I put a public. Here also I'll do the same thing. I don't know, you're confusing.
Yes.
See that access modifier place, here I put a public. Then I immediately static keys. The static is a non-access modifier keyword. It's not a access modifier. Then data type is a string. Variable name is yes, and this one. Now here also you see that. So access modifier I used a public. Then next data type I used as a integer. Then variable is a x and value is 20. See that if you remember these syntaxes, how easy life. You can tell easily what is the x data type. What is the x data type? Can you compare with this syntax and tell me in this line what is the x data type? What is a x? What is a value of x? What is the access modifier? What is the data type? Can you tell one by one?
Access modifier is public and data type is int. Variable name is x and value is 20.
Super. Sri Lakshmi, you tell me this line. So tell me what are all these things in this line?
The access modifier is public, static is static, data type, variable is data type is string.
What is the data type, madam? What is the data type?
String.
String, okay.
Variable name is S, value name is Java.
That's it. That's what I'm doing saying. Now here, come to the access modifier. That is public. We are talking about a public one. Then class name. What is the class name? What is our class name, Sri Lakshmi?
Class name.
What is our class?
Public demo.
That's it. Public demo. See that class keyword after class name will be there. So public demo. Just give here the class name. Then class name after what is there in this line? Class name after constructor syntax. Class name after what is there? Round brackets. give round brackets, then curly braces, press enter key, end curly braces also you will get. This is a constructor.
Yes.
So write a simple statement. We don't want more. Okay. This is a public access modifier constructor. That's a simple statement. That's enough. This is the logic. The one statement also logic. Okay. Then end that constructor. Over. We just understanding here how to create variables, how to create constructors with the public keyword. Next, I'm going for methods. Okay. First method is static. What is the static method syntax? Let me write it again. Access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, curly braces, logic, and curly braces end. This is the structure. Now we are talking about only public. Create only public, static. So void, one by one keyword you go. Access modifier, we are talking now public. While practicing time also, you are one by one keyword you practice. So access modifier is a public and static, void, and method name. Method name I can give anything, test method, right? Just giving a test. See, method name I have given test, then parenthesis, this is called parenthesis, then curly braces I'm writing, curly braces, then press enter key, you will get end curly braces. So that method started here, ending here. So I see independent everything, constructor is independent, it ended here. Then I started my method here. This is the method structure, one type of static method. This is the static method. So I'll write simple, one statement I'll write. I don't want to write much here. So this is just a beginning classes, how to create all public members. I'm showing public where and all you can use. So you can use on the class. That's what the first I have shown you. You can use on the variables. You can use on the constructor. You can use on the methods. That's what one by one I'm showing. And you can say, so this is a public access modifier, static test method. That's it. So I'm not writing anything here. That's a one static method I created. The second type of method. What is the second type of method? Non-static method. Like a variables we have, right? Static variables, non-static variables. Here methods also two type of methods. One is static method. Another one is non-static method. How can you differentiate static method and non-static methods?
Static
How you
keyword is not
differentiate the
there.
variables?
There is
Static
very
keyword is
That's
not
the
there.
answer. Super. Static keyword won't be there in the non-static methods. Here also variables, how you differentiate a static variable and non-static variable? Priyanka, how you can differentiate a static variable and non-static variable?
Static, if we give there it is static, it is static. If we don't give anything like static and non-static, it is definitely non-static.
Non-static method, non-static variable. That's a very simple to recognize them, right? Access modifier, void, method name. But later we will understand. As of now, you understand. Okay, static variable means static keyword must be there. Non-static means static keyword should not be present. That's what we did here also. See that? Can you see a static variable here? Static keyword here in this line? No. That's why this is a non-static variable. You can see here 8th line static keyword. That's why S is a static variable. And here also in the method. So you come to method. Method line you have a static keyword. That's why this method is a static method. Anywhere in the method line, if you use a static keyword, that is a static method. In the non-static method, see in this line, you're not using static keyword. That's why it is a non-static method. So Lakshmi, I'm worried more about you. Are you catching these things?
Yes, sir, I am understand.
If you are not understanding, let me know, madam. My method name, you can give any name, but make sure if one word is there, all lowercase, okay? One word is there, all lowercase. If more than one word is there, first word you give all lowercase. That's why my one word, right? All lowercase. Second word onwards, every word first letter you give cap letter. Remaining all lowercase only. That's why second word I given cap letter. But first word all lowercase. So sys out. So this is a public access modifier, non-static method. That is my method. Method name must be followed by parentheses. See that? Just to follow these syntaxes, by heart these syntaxes. So if I ask a non-static method syntax with a void and write, just tell this syntax. If I ask a static method syntax, by heart this all this. So make a paper. In the paper, you note down all these syntaxes. In your wall, in your room, you stick them. So then you are walking in your house, right? You can just look at them and remember that. That's how we can do that, right? And we used to follow this in the GRE preparation, right? What we do, all the words we need to learn, right? We note down in the cards the English word, and the back side will write the answer. What is meant by that word? And that's how we need to learn more words, right? English words in GRE preparation. Same way you do that in your paper. You note down what is a static variable syntax. So note down this syntax. If you know this syntax, you can create many static variables. If you know this syntax, non-static variable syntax, you can create many non-static variables. Where you can declare static variables or non-static variables? In just below the class only. You should not declare below the methods. No. Keep this point, another important point. Static and non-static variables where you can declare just below the class and above the methods, above the constructor. Not inside the constructor, not inside the methods. Static variables, non-static variables cannot be declared inside the constructor, inside the methods. But you can use the once you declare below the class, then yes, so x you can use in the these methods inside. Just you can call. But a declaration, this is the declaration. This is the declaration. Declaring and assigning a value. Declaring and assigning a value. That's a declaration and assigning a value can be done just below the class only for the static and non-static variables. This is a very, very important. I'll come back to again variables. There are variable topic, separate topic, but I'm giving in the beginning classes. Why? Because these are important. And now I created a static variables, constructor, and methods. So these are the members of my class, right? These are the members of my class. So what are the members? Variables is a one member, constructor is a second member, and methods is the third member. And one more, blocks is there, but blocks, these access modifiers are not applicable. For blocks, static block is there. For blocks, access modifiers is not applicable. Keep this point. So this is the very, very, very important. For blocks, access modifier keywords are not applicable at all. You should not use for blocks these keywords. Okay, but how I can execute now? But a non-static stuff directly cannot call under main method because main method is a static method. Why? How I am saying this is a static method? Because there is a static. How you are able to call main method in your classes? Because of public. This is a predefined structure. I cannot change this structure. I cannot change this structure. This entire thing as it is you need to write. Why you need main method? Do you have answer for this, Sriyashmi? Why you need main method?
You need to execute the run the code.
Lines of code you want to execute. You need main method. If main method is not there in the class, your code is not going to execute. See, if I delete this and if I try to run, so if you right click and run as, you won't get a run as a Java application. It won't execute. If main method is not there, even though you have a lot of members inside the class, you have variables, you have a constructor, you have methods. But if you want to execute this class, you should have a main method. Otherwise, you cannot execute. See that it won't allow you. Nothing. It won't execute. Oh, other class it is executed, not this class. Some other class it is executing. But this class is not going to execute. Okay. Make sure you have a main method. Main method is another method. See that it starts here, ends here. Every method starts with a curly braces, ends with a curly braces. I am not writing main method inside that method. Every method is independent. Starts with a curly braces, ends with a curly braces. So that's what. See that static method started here, ended here. Then I started my next method. and another line. You should not write this method inside this method. That is a wrong. Every method is independent. While defining the methods, every method is independent. So starts here, ends here. And in this curly braces, you write anything. Write anything. Whatever you want to write, you write anything in this curly braces region of method. And here main method inside, anyway you have to call. Only static methods I'll show you how to call. Non-static methods I'll show you later. Static methods how to call. Call static methods under main method. So you created your user defined methods, right? How can you call them? Just give method name, static method name. So what is the static method name here other than main method? What is the static method? What is the static method name?
My methods.
Huh?
My method.
Static method, madam.
Sorry, sir.
Call star. No.
Test, sir.
That's a test, right? The full heading is there here, a static method. And this is the method name. This static method is a test. Test is the static method. Test is a static method, and that method only can call. So static variable. Static variable, how can you call? Call static variable. Static variable, how can you call? You can print the value. For example, I want to print this value, this static variable value. Just you can use print statement. Print means what? So print statement, right? Print statement. Static variable. S value is plus. Plus is a joining operator. This is a string, right? Double quotes inside whatever is there. What you call that? It is a string representation. Now plus is a joining operator. Joins the string with other variables. That is S variable I am joining. So now S value will come. I am calling directly variable name in the main method or any static method inside. You can call the static variables directly in the same file, same class file. This is the same class file, right? This class file. What is the class file extension? Java file extension. Ayyo.
.java.
.java is the file name, right? Java file extension. And the dot class is going to have what? It is going to have bytecode. Dot class file has a bytecode. But the plain English, these are plain English statements, right? This plain English statement will be in the .java file. So we have seen how to call the static methods under same class main method. How to call static variable in the main method or any other method, directly static variable. Directly you are calling the static variable. Or you don't want to write some readable statement like this. You can just call directly variable name. Just S you give. You can give directly variable name also. So S variable I am calling. What is the S variable? Static variable. Directly I can call anywhere. So I can call, I can print. So any one is fine. So why I have given here the readable statement icon. Okay, that value, if you don't give any readable statement, what is the value? We don't know, right? That's why I have given this readable statement. Then plus is a joining operator. Strings and other things you can join both of them with a plus operator. That's why plus I'm giving. Plus you give the variable name, just variable name. Don't put in double quotes variable name. Okay. Don't put in double quotes. If you put in double quotes, S only will print, not S value. So don't keep in double quotes. Yes, variable name, don't keep in double quotes. Now see, you execute now. That's the, see that the code is executed. See that this static method is executed. This is the static method syntax. It came here and executed this. And then static variable value, see Java is printed. But we have given here, yes, we have given, but yes, value it is printing, because that's what value is going to come when you call the variable name. The S value is coming and printing here. And this is a single line. We're joining this value plus and this value. S value is Java. See, the Java has come here in the same line. Is it clear? That's how to execute static methods in the main method in the same class. Any doubts here? Sri Lakshmi, are you clear?
Sir.
So how to execute your user defined static method in one class, in the same class? How can you call? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Priyanka?
I'm clear about the modifiers, how to write a program for modifiers. What is the syntax? I'm clear, sir. And what are the types? I mean, what are the members? The different members class like variables, constructors, methods. How do you write modifiers? I'm clear, sir. But when you said how to call static method under main method, I'm little confused. Why are you again writing main method after everything is done?
Madam, if you want to execute any code, main method is the mandatory. Main method is not there. Just now I shown you, right? Your code won't execute. Then
Yes,
how
sir.
can you execute this method? This logic, how can you execute? If you want to execute, you must call under main method only. Execution starts from main method onwards only. Whatever you write under main method, only that part will execute. Otherwise, nothing is going to execute. See that I'm not going to call this. Now test method is not going to call. I commented out. This is the comment. I commented out this. That means you are telling this is not for execution. So then see, test method is not going to execute. Only variable data will come because this is the only line. It is enabled in this main method. Only this line is enabled.
Okay. Yes, sir.
If you are not writing anything under main method, code is not going to execute. For execution purpose, main method is mandatory.
For execution, yes.
You write n number of methods, madam. You write n number of methods. But
Oh,
at the end, you have to call them under main method for execution. If
understood.
you are not calling,
If you're not writing the main method, the whole methods, how many ever you mentioned, will not be executed at the end.
not
Yes,
be executed at the end.
correct.
You must call them under main method, then only it will execute.
Oh.
Otherwise, it won't. So, Lakshmi and Sri Lakshmi, are you clear why you need main method?
Yes, sir. Sir, we can call multiple methods under the main method, sir.
Yes, you can call any line, just line by line, right? Line by line you can call. See that one more time I will call this. I'll call after this line. See n number of lines you can call. One more line. One more. N number of times you can call method. But again, you are not writing this statement here, right? That's a method is a reusable. N number of times you can call same method or another methods also you can call. So suppose you want to create one more static method. You create one more static method. So I'll give test one. So this is the public access modifier static test one method. So I can give test one method here. So test one method will execute now. So this is a second method, right? See that this method ended here, test method. I started my second static test method one. Like that, I can create n number of static methods. All of them, if you want to create one by one, you must call under main method. How to call static methods? Just give static method name, parenthesis, semicolon. That's it. See that? Static method name is a test, parenthesis, semicolon. Just following this formula. Are we clear now how to call static methods under main method? Why you need to call? Why you need to call? To execute that method. It will, one more name you can give, invoke, call or invoke static methods under main method. For execution, I'll say for execution. If you want to execute, then you can call under main method. If you're not calling, see, I didn't call my method. It is not going to execute. And you cannot call because both are a different category. Main is a static, my method is a non-static. You cannot call them. If you call, what will happen is, see that. If you call this, what will happen is, see that it is throwing error. What is the error? Just mouse over there. You cannot make a static reference to the non-static method, my method. My method is a non-static method. You cannot call under static methods. You don't have permission directly to call. You won't allow. Non-static directly cannot call under static. Then how can I execute? Sorry, you can get a question, right? How can I execute non-static methods, non-static variables? How can I call them in my main method in other methods? That I'll tell you later. Okay, as of now, that's not the topic here, right? So here just we are talking about access modifiers. That is public. Are you clear on public now? Public where and all you can use? See that I'm practically showing. You can use on the class. You can use on the variables. You can use on the constructor. You can use on the methods. All my methods are public, you see that. So where I can access all these public methods, public constructor, public variables, and public class? Anywhere. Anywhere means in the same package, any class, another package class, another project class also you can access. That's the power of public. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall I move to the next access modifier? Default or package. Sri Lakshmi, any doubts, madam? Ask
No,
now
sir.
itself.
Good, sir. Good.
Clear, right? Priyanka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, default or package. Second access modifier. Default or package means if you don't use any modifier keyword, that will be treated as a default. If you don't use any modifier keyword, that will be treated as a default or a package. Where you can apply this on the class, method, variable, and constructor. So all these four entities you can use the default access modifier also, or package access modifier. Any one name, so they are giving both two names, default access modifier or package access modifier. Both are same. Okay, but what is this? Understand here. If you don't use any keyword, any modifier keyword, that will be treated as a default or a package. For public, you have a public keyword, right? But here, what is he saying? Read this, understand carefully. If you don't use any modifier keyword, that will be treated as a default or a package. That will be treated as a default or a package. You're not going to use any modifier keyword. Okay, so that is called default. Where you can apply? You can apply same as a public also. On class you can apply, method you can apply, variable you can apply, constructor you can apply. This default keyword. Default not keyword, but a default access modifier. Default access modifier. And then, okay, I created a default class, default method, default variable, and default constructor. And where can I access them? It will be accessible within that package only. Where you created a default class, in the same package only you can access. See, now scope is reduced, right? Public means everywhere, other packages also. But default or package means per package only. The scope is reduced to per package only. Inside the package, any class, again, any class you can use this default class, default method, default variable, and default constructor. But outside package, you don't have permission. This default class, default method, default variable, default constructor, not visible. Permission is not there. Other package you cannot access. One package, default class, default method, default variable, and default constructor. That's a default. So default means you should not use any modifier keyword, just blank. So are you clear on theory part? First, you should be very strong on the theory part. These two keywords. This is the one line, and where you can apply. Second step, and third one, where you can access. If you are strong on the theory, these lines in your mind, while practicing time, you can easily code it. Are you clear? All 3 points about
Yes.
default.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Default means we should not use any modifier keyword, just a blank. We are syntaxes we have, right? All syntaxes. Access modifier place, don't give any keyword. That will be treated as a default. Here also, access modifier place, don't give. Here we have given public, right? But don't give anything. That will be treated as a default. So now right click, I'll create a default class, default, everything default I'll create. Right click, new class. Just give a default. So default demo. See, even I selected public. You should not select public. Select this package. Now that will become a default class. No modifier keyword is going to apply. So take the main method if you want. Okay. Now see that. Can you observe these two classes? For this class keyword before public you have. So do you have class keyword before any keyword here?
No, sir.
That's what the default means. Now let me create all default variables, default constructor and all. First variable section, right? Let's move on. Class below only variables we need to declare. Remember again, class below only variables. First variable is, so again follow the same thing what we did. First variable, what is the first variable? Static. So what is static variable syntax?
Static.
Access modifier. Never change. Syntax never change. Access modifier, static,
Data type. Variable name
variable name
equal to
equal
variable
to value.
value.
That's it. Never going to change. So access modifier, you should not use any modifier keyword, any access modifier keyword. That will be treated as a default. So I'm not right. I'm not using any modifier keyword. That's why I'm starting directly with the static keyword. So that means I have given this blank. Blank I have given. So then directly I'm starting with the static keyword. Then that will be treated as a default static. So data type, I'll use a char. Char C equal to capital A. So character always you will enclose in single quotes. Character value you will enclose in single quotes, and only one letter you need to write, not more than one letter. More than one letter is there, it will throw error for you. That's a default static variable. Okay, this is the default access modifier static. Default non-static variable. Are you clear? So Sri Lakshmi and all of you,
Yes, sir.
Priyanka, Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Access modifier, static won't be there, right? Non-static variables, static won't be there. So directly data type.
Data type.
Data type, variable name equal to value. I'm giving variables here itself. You will be very strong in the next sections. Again, variable section will come. There also I'll use same formulas. That's why I'm asking you by heart these formulas. If anybody asks you static variable syntax, where you can declare static variables, just below the class, above the methods. Where you can declare non-static variables, just below the class, above the methods, without static keyword. That's a non-static variables. So here also I'll just say, so int, or I'll say long integer. I'll use long L equal to 100L. See that I didn't use any modifier keyword here, directly started with the data type. Data type is a long means bigger integer numbers. If you want to specify, you can use long. And variable name is L, and the value is 100 capital L. So if capital L tells you it is a long integer, that's it. Nothing to just representing. Next, what is the second member of a class? First member is a variable. What is the second member of a class?
Constructor.
Constructor. Default constructor. Here syntax. Let me give first syntax. Access modifier, class name, logic, right? So default means I should not use any, right? That directly class name. What is the class name?
Default demo.
Default demo. Default demo. Just a class. So this is a default access modifier, default constructor. So that's the one line, simple, right? You don't need to do anything. Next. So next, what is the methods, right? Methods. We are targeting methods. First method is default static method. But syntax never changes. Same. Access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, curly braces, logic, curly braces, end. So access modifier, I should not use anything. Static, my test method. So M is capital. So every word, first letter again. First word only, all lowercase. Second word onwards, all. So void is missing. See that? You have to follow the line. Static keyword after what is there. Like word by word you go. You won't make many mistakes. First default access modifier, then static, then void, then method name. Method name you can give anything. Okay. Then so this is a default access modifier, static default method, static method. That's it. Static method. So what is the method name you can give? My test method, right? A simple one method we created. That method is ended. Then after that only I'll start my second method. That is non-static. Default non-static method. So default non-static method. So right syntax I'm giving. Right syntaxes as many times you write, you can remember. Void method name. Then you will be very strong in this programmatic. So access modifier is a default. So I should not use any access modifier. Directly I'm writing void. Then I'll write M1 method. Just give method name, simple. And I can just say, so this is a default non-default access modifier, non-static method M1. That's it. A simple line. This is also logic one. Print statement also logical statement. That's done. All the methods we created, right? Then which one you can call? Sri Lakshmi, tell me I want to call only static methods. How to call? I have shown you. Now tell me how can I call static method of, what is the static method name here? Call or invoke static method inside main method. So what is the formula? What is the formula, madam? Simple static method name, madam. Static method name. What is the static method name? At least tell me that. Are you there? Only static methods you can call directly static method. Then what is the static variable?
Static variable is C. Anything.
C. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, C only. C static variable. C value is. I'm just writing some readable statement so we can understand. Just call the variable name. That's it. So then you can execute the code. See that your code is executed. A value, got it. And just a variable name you declared globally. You can use anywhere. Anywhere you can use this value. Just call the variable name. This method or this method, this static method you can call. Okay. That's a default access modifier. See, where and all I use a default access modifier? On the class we used, on the variables we used, on the constructor we used, on the methods we used. So 4 places we used. And where can I access them? In the same package, in this package, any other class, but not outside the package. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Priyanka,
Yes, sir.
we'll stop here. We'll
Okay.
stop here. Tomorrow I'll explain rest of the 2 keywords.